Before I actually get into demonstrating how to perform the search at the online databases, I want to mention that I've edited out the load times for the web pages as I do the various searches. So if you're following along on your computer while you watch this DVD, you may want to have the remote control handy so you can pause the DVD as your pages are loading, so then you can keep right in time with the DVD. Also, I want to mention that there are three online databases I'll be demonstrating, and each one has its own pros and cons, and it's really up to you as to which one you want to use for your primary source. However, I would recommend that after you finish the majority of work at the one source, you double check your work at all the other databases because sometimes the same search criteria will turn up a couple of additional patents at the other databases. The first database I'll be demonstrating is United States Patent Office's own online database. So I'll be coming back to this page as I move through each section, so it'll be easier to find your place if you have to stop and come back to the DVD. So you can access the Patent Office's database by going to the web page as you see here at uspto.gov. To access the database at the Patent Office website, you'll see here there's a column for patents, and there's some other information about patents if you want to review this section, but that's really beyond the scope of this DVD. So to access the database, just click on this search button, and you'll be taken to this page where if you scroll down a little, you'll see here that you can search either full text patents or patent applications. You'll definitely want to search both databases because after 2001, all applications were published 18 months after the filing date, regardless of whether or not it eventually resulted in a patent. And these published applications can be used to reject your patent application. So also you see here TIFF image patents. To view the patents here at the Patent Office in a format that's very similar to PDF, you need to download a TIFF plugin, but I've had problems with this in the past, so I'll show you a different website that you can download the PDFs of the patents and patent applications for free. So let's go to that website. To access free PDFs of any patent or publication, you can go to the website pat2pdf.org like you see up here. Scroll down and there will be a space for entering a number. Let's just search for the second patent ever issued by the Patent Office. And you'll see that a link has been generated to that particular patent. And the benefit of having a PDF patent is that you can review the drawings of the patents, whereas you couldn't do this at the Patent Office's interface. And you can also save the patent directly from this website by clicking on the disk here. So now let's move on to actually performing a search, and we'll start with the search at the quick search interface. To access the quick search interface, here at the patent search homepage, we scroll down and you'll see here there's both a quick search link for the patent database and the patent application database. The format for searching at both of these databases is exactly the same, so if you learn how to do it at one, you'll know how to do it at the other. Although I'll demonstrate some searches at both databases just to give you a feel for how it works. So let's click on the quick search link at the patent database. So this is the quick search interface, and let me go through in detail what this all means. So here you have a term 1 and term 2 box, and this works much like a standard search engine where you can type in keywords and numbers in either of these boxes. Here are what they call field restrictors, and it restricts the area of the patent that it will search for this keyword or number. Right now it's set on all fields, so this means it will search the entire text of the patent for this keyword, but you can restrict this to any of the options you see here, although I prefer to use either current US classification or inventor name because those have the most to do with the subject matter of a patent. And then this is called the logical operator, and if you have it set on and, that means that both writing and blue has to appear somewhere in the text of a patent to be returned in the search results. If you set this on or, that means either writing or blue can appear somewhere in the text of a patent, and that patent will be returned in the search results. And then and not means that writing has to appear in the text of a patent, and blue cannot appear in the text of a patent for that to be returned in the search results. So because our sample claim had a writing utensil that dispensed blue ink, I have it set on writing in blue, and you can guess that this will likely return a lot of results. So you see 22,000 plus patents meet this search criteria, which is not really a feasible number for you to review all of these patents. So let's go back to the search interface and try to narrow this number down. And I like to try to get this number down to between 100 and 200 before I really start analyzing the patents. The second database I'll be demonstrating is Google Patents. And if you use Google as your standard search engine, you'll likely pick up on Google Patents very quickly because it's structured very similarly. There are definitely pros to using Google Patents, one being that you can access PDFs directly from the website rather than having to go to pat2pdf.org. However, I think the goal of Google Patents was to streamline the interface and make it as easy to pick up as possible. So while this is good if you're just starting out, I think it limits the functionality a little. So if you want to get into more detail, it probably isn't the ideal database for that. So again, if you double check your work at the other databases, you can get around that, so you don't have to worry about that too much. So to get to the Google Patent database, you can just type in google.com/patents like you see up here. Another way to get to it is go to the standard Google website, which you're likely familiar with, google.com. Click on this arrow here, and then click on this even more down at the bottom. And you'll be taken to this page, and if you scroll down, you'll see that there's an option for patent search. Just click on that. So once you get to the Google Patent homepage, you'll notice that it's basically the same as the standard Google homepage, and this is already the quick search interface. Similar to Google, you can just type in keywords into this box. As you see, I've already typed in writing utensil and quotes, so this was like putting a set of keywords into a box at the Patent Office website. If you left out the quotes here, then it would search for writing and utensils separately. And then keep in mind that between each keyword is an implied and, so this means that the search will look for the exact phrase writing utensil and Kaufman somewhere within the text of the patent. So let's take a look at the search results. And you'll see right away that this writing utensil patent that we've seen so many times at the Patent Office website pops up right away at the very top. And if you scroll down, you'll also notice that patent applications can be searched from the same database, so you don't have to do two separate searches if you want to search both patents and patent applications. Let's discuss the results page here at Google Patents in a little more detail. You'll see here on the left hand side you have the option of sorting the results by date rather than by relevance. Although I don't use this very often because usually when I'm performing a search I care more about what the patent discloses than when the patent was issued. However, you may want to sort by the newest first if you've almost finished your search and you think your invention is still not covered by existing patents and you just want to see what the current state of the art is in that technical field, meaning you want to see what the latest patents cover so you have an idea if other inventors are moving towards the same idea. You also have the option of eliminating either patents or publications from the results set, although there's really no reason to do this because you can be rejected based on something disclosed in either an application or a issued patent. And if you have too many results to go through, you're probably better off just changing your keywords and trying to fine-tune your results a little more. The Google Patents results page allows you to view the results in both list view and cover view. While both of these views gives a little more information than at the Patent Office where you just got the title of the patent or publication, it doesn't give quite as much detail as I would like. Still, Google Patents loads pretty fast, so it won't take that much time to review all the patents or publications that you think are relevant based on the brief summary or drawings you see from these two views. The final database I'll be demonstrating is Free Patents Online, and this is probably the database I use the most because I find that it combines some of the best elements of both Google Patents and the Patent Office's website. However, no database is perfect, and you'll still have to double check your work at all three databases regardless of which one you prefer to use for the majority of your work. To access this database, just go to www.freepatentsonline.com like you see up here, and you'll notice right away there's a box here for entering search terms, which is not the quick search interface here at freepatentsonline.com, but it works similarly to the quick search interface at Google Patents, where there's an implied and between each of these keywords, and these search terms are likely very familiar to you by now, so let's see what the search results are for this. So you'll notice that this writing utensil patent comes up. So even before we get to the quick search interface, if you like the Google Patents interface, you have that option of doing that here at Free Patents Online. Now I'll demonstrate the quick search interface at Free Patents Online, and this is very similar to the advanced search interface at Google Patents. So I think already you're seeing how this combines some of the best elements of both Google Patents and the Patent Office database. To access the quick search interface, just click on Search Patents up here from the Free Patents Online homepage, and then just click on the Quick Search tab up here, and you can go back and forth between that and the Expert Search, and we'll talk about the Expert Search later. Let's scroll down a little bit here, and you'll see that for an inventor search, it states that you should put it last name and then first name, but I've typed in Rainer Kaufmann, and let's see what the results are for that. And you'll see there are 27 patents that meet this criteria. Let's go back. And now I've typed in Kaufmann Rainer, which is last name then first name, and let's search and see the results of this. And you see that again, 27 patents meet the search criteria. So I think it's more of an issue if you put quotes anywhere around the terms, but if you just put the names, it doesn't matter if it's first name, last name, or last name, first name. Before discussing how to do a classification search here at the Quick Search interface, let me mention that again, you can search both U.S. patents and U.S. patent applications at the same time. Free Patents Online also offers the ability of searching European documents and the abstracts of Japan. That really isn't relevant if you're only going to be applying for patents in the U.S., so I wouldn't worry about that too much. And on top of that, European and Japanese documents don't disclose nearly as much as U.S. documents do, so even if you find something in the abstract of a Japanese patent, it doesn't give that much information as to how the invention actually works. So now let's look at the classification search, and you see that I've entered the same 401.205, 401.206 like we did at Google Patents, and let's look at the search results. And you'll see that 42 patents meet the search criteria. So again, the comma is an and logical operator, because let's go back. And now I've typed in the or here instead of the comma, and let's take a look at the results. And you'll see that now there are 675 patents that meet this criteria. So the or doesn't have to be capitalized here at Free Patents Online, but otherwise the classification works the same as it does at Google Patents.